it's Mina, and today in this video I'm going to do a movie review, and this is going to be my last one for a while. So this was so today I'm going to review Rio 2, and this was requested by one of my subscribers to actually do this, and I'm really excited to do this review. Okay, so Rio 2 is about Blue, who is voiced the Blue Spixmacaw, who is voiced by once again by Jesse Eisenberg, and his wife Jewel, who is also Blue Spixmacaw, voiced once again by Anne Hathaway, and they have a family now, and they're bored with their lives as pets, so they decide to go out and venture into the Amazon and try to find a new life. But when they're there, they learn that their home is in danger by a logging company as they're cutting down trees, so they try to help save their home. Okay, so to start off this review, I love Rio 2. It's one of my favorites. I loved it just as much as the first one, and if you guys are interested in my review of the first Rio, I will put the link down in the description box below. Well, it's really cute. I love all the new characters they added, and I love the old characters they brought back. I love movies when they bring back old characters and then later they introduce new characters. It's not good to use the same characters over and over again in the sequel. It's good to introduce new characters, characters in every book, like new book or movie, like new villains, new heroes, new sidekicks, new friends, new animals, or yada yada yada. It's just really good to add new characters every so often in a sequel. I bet a lot of you guys know what I mean. I love all the new characters. I love the setting. It's really cool. And it's really funny too. It's a really funny movie. It cracked me up just as much as the first one. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about the animal characters. I'm sorry if I talk really fast. I want to go by everything as quick as I can because I don't want this to be too long. I'm going to start off with all the animal characters. I love Blue. I love how he's like very overprotective, and he's always bringing like certain things like a GPS with them, and he brings like safety tools just in case like somebody comes to attack, and he uses them as a weapon. It's pretty funny. Funny how he's like always worried about everything, and he wants to help protect his family from danger, which is good. It's good to always see it. I love overprotective characters and then characters because it shows that they really care for like the people that they care about. And Blue, by the way, once again is a Blue Spixmacaw, and he's voiced once again by Jesse Eisenberg. Now Jesse Eisenberg I'm very familiar with because he was in Zombieland and he played Columbus. He was in the first Rio, and that's pretty much what I recognize him from. The next character I'm going to talk about is Jewel, who is Blue's wife. What I love about Jewel is I love how she wants to take her kids to see where she grew up, and she's getting bored like living her home life and everything, and she wants to show them what the Amazon is like, and later on she realizes she misses her home life. And she is also a Blue Spixmacaw, and she is voiced by Anne Hathaway. And Anne Hathaway I'm very familiar with, and she was in the Princess Diaries, the first Princess Diaries. I didn't like the first Princess Diaries that much, and she played Mianne. She was in the sequel too, and she also played Mianne. I like the sequel better. And she was also in the first Rio again, and she played Jewel. Next character I'm going to talk about is Roberto, and he's a Blue Spixmacaw. I like how he at first I like how he's like one of Jewel's childhood friends, and he like wants to help, and he's like he's like completely freaked out by humans. He's like I love how he shows like he's so suave and everything, and later on he starts to freak out over humans and goes crazy. It is pretty funny how he goes a little bit crazy. And he's also a Blue Spixmacaw, and he's voiced by Bruno Mars. Now, Bruno Mars I'm more familiar with as a singer than an actor, but he did a pretty good job acting in this movie. I give him thumbs up. Next character I'm going to talk about is Nigel. He's one character I cannot stand in that movie because he's so creepy, so annoying, and he's like so evil and horrible, and he'll do anything to get revenge on Blue. And I hate those evil villains that will get revenge on characters for certain things. It's just so sad. And he is a sulfur-crested cockatoo, and he's voiced by Jermaine Clement. And Jermaine Clement, I recognize his voice as Nigel once again in Rio 2. And not Rio 2, the first Rio, sorry. And the next character I'm going to talk about is Raphael, and what I love about Raphael is I love how he's like becomes friends with Blue, and he accompanies him and makes sure everything's okay, and he tells him like what the Amazon is like and stuff and how it is, and he like wants to do anything to help him and his family. And he is once again a toucan, and he's voiced by George Lopez. Now George Lopez, I'm familiar with him from the George Lopez show, which is hilarious. I really liked him in that. He did the voice of Nigel once again in Rio 2, and he was the character Alfonso in Valentine's Day. He was Poppy in Beverly Hills Chihuahua, and he was also Poppy in Beverly Hills Chihuahua 1 and 2. And next character I'm going to talk about is Pedro. Now, what I love about Pedro is he's like freaked out by the Amazon, and he's like tells like it's not good, it's dangerous, and there's like stuff, and even if they've probably never been to the Amazon before and they don't know what it's like. Like, I like those characters that kind of act like know-it-alls and tell you like what things are like, and then you end up liking it and you don't believe them. It's pretty cool. And he is a red-crested cardinal, and he's voiced by Will.i.am. And Will.i.am, I'm more familiar with him from the Black Eyed Peas band. I don't know if the Black Eyed Peas are still together or still playing. Are they? Let me know if they are. And he is, and I recognize him from the first Rio as Pedro. Next character is, what I'm going to talk about is Nico the Yellow Canary. He's adorable. What I love is he's always like rapping and wearing like a bottle cap for a hat. It is pretty funny, and he can't go anywhere without a hat because he loves to wear hats all the time. I like how he loves to wear like his bottle cap hat, and he later loses it, and then he has to find something else to wear. It is pretty funny. Funny, and I love how he accompanies Blue and his family on this trip. And he is a yellow canary, by the way, and he's voiced once again by Jamie Foxx. And Jamie Foxx, I'm familiar with him in part of the movie Dreamgirls. I've only seen part of it, so don't ask me to review that. And I recognize him as Nico in the first Rio as well. The next new character I'm going to talk about is Gabby, and she is a poison dart frog. And what I love about her is she's like such an actress. She's like completely has a crush on Nigel, and she won't leave him alone, and she's always like flirting with him, and she's like a Shakespearean actress. It is pretty funny how she quotes a lot of Shakespeare. And she's voiced by Kristen Chenoweth, and Kristen Chenoweth, I recognize her from the first Pink Panther as Sherry. She was somebody named Mary Jo Gornick in the movie RV, and then she played Maria Kelly in Bewitched, and Bewitched is a pretty funny movie. I've never seen the TV show, but I heard it was really funny. And next I'm going to talk about Eduardo, who is Jules' father, and I love how she reunites with him, and he is like excited because he's a grandpa. And at first he doesn't really like Blue, and he likes to torture him, but then he later goes on and accepts him. I like those characters that don't like the person that their parent or child is married to or is dating, and then they try to like they kind of like drive them crazy, and then they end up liking them later on. I really don't know why. It's interesting. And he is voiced by Andy Garcia, and Andy Garcia, I recognize him from the movie Beverly Hills Chihuahua as Delgado, and Beverly Hills Chihuahua is one of my favorite movies, and I do have a review up for that one as well, but I'm not going to link it down below because it has nothing to do with this review. Next I'm going to talk about is Mimi. How funny, Mimi. It has Mimi. Mimi was my nickname from when my sister was little. She used to call me Mimi, and every time I hear that, I always think of her when she was little. Anyway, so what I love about Mimi is she's like very kind, and she loves Jewel, and she's like happy to see her and reunite with her, and she's like a part of Jewel's family, and she like will do anything to help them as well. And she is a blue Spix Macaw as well, and she's voiced by Rita Moreno. And Rita Moreno, I recognize from her as a character as Anita in West Side Story, and I've only seen West Side Story once. The next character I'm going to talk about is Kippo, and he's a spoon-billed Bill, and I accidentally forgot to write down who voices him. Bill Bird, and that's the type of bird, and I accidentally forgot who voices him in the movie, and he's a pretty funny character too, and he's one of the minor characters. I don't know why I added him. I usually just add the main characters. And he did the voice of Sheen, and I accidentally forgot to write down who did his voice. Whoops. But I know the person who did his voice did the voice of the character Sheen in Jimmy Neutron movie and series. Next, I'm going to do the human characters. One character I'm going to start off with is Linda Gunderson, and what I love about Linda is she's like married. She becomes an ornithologist like her husband Tullio. And they're married, and they try their best to help protect the birds from danger and the logging company, and they'll do whatever they can to save them. And she is voiced by Leslie Mann, and Leslie Mann, I recognize her voice from the first Rio, and she was Big Daddy, Corinne in Big Daddy. Next character I'm going to talk about is Tullio, and what I love about Tullio is he's so fascinated with birds, and he's like really funny. Is it funny? Like he'll do whatever he can. He likes to imitate them, follow like their scents, and he likes studying them. He's just like so obsessed with birds. It is kind of funny. And he's voiced by Rodrigo Santario, and Rodrigo Santario, I recognize his voice from the first Stuart Little as Stuart Little, and then he was Rio in Tullio in the first. He was Tullio in the first Rio. Next character I'm going to talk about Fernando. What I love about Fernando is he now is adopted by Linda and Tullio, and he will do whatever he can. And I love how he's like the good guy. In the first film, he was part of the bad guys. He was a good guy who was on the wrong side. I love those characters who are on the side of the bad guys but are good and always just want to do good things. I don't know why. And what I love about him is he will do anything to help his family protect the birds. And he's voiced by Jake T. Austin. And Jake T. Austin, I recognize him from the first Rio, and I recognize him from the TV show Wizards of Waverly Place. And he played Fernando in the first Rio, and he was what's his name? Max in Wizards of Waverly Place. I'm sorry, I had a brain fade. Next character I'm going to talk about is Big Boss. He's like the worst character in the movie. He owns the logging industry, and he wants to cut down trees and harm poor innocent birds. I hate those people who want to harm poor innocent animals. It makes me so mad to see those kind of people, because it's not good to hurt animals' homes because they have nowhere to live, and they're part of our earth. It's really sad to see people like cut down trees, because we all need trees to survive. We breathe off trees, we eat their food, apples and oranges and whatever grows on trees. I bet you guys see what I mean, because it's just so sad, because birds live in trees and trees grow our food. So never cut down trees. I hate when they try to cut down trees. And by the way, he voiced by Miguel Ferrer, like I said before, and he did the voice of Shan Yu in Mulan. I love the setting of Rio. I love how it's in like Brazil and everything. Brazil is a beautiful country. It's one of the most beautiful countries I've ever seen. I've never been to Brazil, but it's just like so beautiful with all its nature, flowers, animals, and the water, and all the birds. It's just really cool. Okay, so I would recommend Rio 2 to anybody who loves like the Amazon, birds, animals, Anne Hathaway, and cute little funny scenes, because this movie has a lot of funny scenes, and Jesse Eisenberg. Okay, so that was my review of Rio 2. I'm sorry this was so long, and I'm sorry if I was talking really fast. I wanted to get by everything as fast as possible. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in another video soon. Bye.